Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we're on the last chapter of this book, Krishna Consciousness, the Topmost Yoga System. This is chapter 9, entitled The Real Peace Formula. So somehow or other, I found parts of this book to be from lectures of Srila Prabhupada from 1968 in Montreal. And it's from two, three, or maybe two lectures. But there's some parts of this chapter which I'm also not sure. So as we go through, I'll just tell you where it is. The beginning is definitely from a lecture in Montreal in 1968. So let's see what Srila Prabhupada wants to tell us, which becomes the ending of this book, How Krishna Consciousness the Topmost. So the chapter is entitled The Real Peace Formula. Every living entity is searching after peace, right? That is the struggle for existence. Isn't it an oxymoron? You have to struggle to get peace, right? The struggle, because people are trying to find peace, not that they have found it for centuries and centuries, but it's a great struggle in the endeavor to find peace. I find it very ironic. Everyone from the aquatics to the highest form of human being, from the ant up to Brahma, the first creature of the universe, is searching for peace. That is the main objective. Lord Chaitanya said that a person who is in full Krishna consciousness is the only peaceful man. One who's a devotee of the Lord is the only one who's really peaceful, because why? He has no demands. So the reason that people do not have peace is because they have so much demands. Lord Chaitanya says that a devotee is peaceful because he does not have demands. There is a special qualification of a person who is in Krishna consciousness. So he is akāmaḥ, he doesn't have desires. Akāmaḥ refers to those who have no desire, who are self-sufficient, who have nothing to ask, and who are fully peaceful. Who are they? They are the devotees who are situated in Krishna consciousness. So this actually comes from a verse that Mahaprabhu is trying to teach. This comes from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, 19th chapter, text 149. Krishna Bhakta Niskama Ata Eva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakale Ashanta. That the Krishna Bhakt, because he is Niskam, he is Akam, he does not have any personal, selfish, material desires. He is Ata Eva, he is certainly always considered Shant, peaceful, because he does not want, he is not in want of anything. But three other kind of people, the Bhukti, one looking after material sense gratification, Mukti, one who's looking after material emancipation. One is trying to enjoy this world, one is trying to get out of this world. And Siddhi, those who are looking for perfection within this world, those who are trying to become masters of this world, right? They are all such people are Ashan, because they are in want of something. Srila Prabhupada continues to say, all others fall into three classes. Besides the devotees, there are three classes of people. Like we saw Bhukti, Mukti, and Siddhi. So Prabhupada explains, one class is Bhukti, those who are hankering after material happiness and enjoyment, bhoga, to enjoy. These people want to eat, drink, be merry, and enjoy. Right? There are different modes of enjoyment according to the body. People are searching after sense enjoyment on this planet and on other planets, here, there, everywhere. Their main objective is to gratify the senses. That is called bhukti. So these are the ones of the people who are trying to really just engage their senses in trying to find enjoyment. We say trying to find because it never ceases. They keep trying and trying in different ways. The next class is those who are fatigued or frustrated in sense gratification and therefore want liberation from this material entanglement. They're tired. They felt like they're being made a fool of, trying this way, trying that way. And therefore they desire just to, get out of all this. Right? But there is no positiveness. There's frustration, which is a negative emotion. Right? Bhakti is a positive emotion. We want to love God, serve God. But those who are mukti kamis, that's a negative emotion. They are frustrated with material existence, or existence itself. And then there are those who are in search of knowledge, speculate about what is the absolute truth. Thus, there are some who want sense enjoyment and others salvationists, and those who are seeking liberation. The salvationists also have some desire. They desire to be free from the material entanglement. So the desire just to come out of this material world is also a selfish desire. The desire to serve Krishna is a pure desire, whether in this world or out of this world. Then there are those who are yogis, who are searching after mystic perfection, siddhis. There are 8 kinds of mystic perfection by uh, there are 8 kinds of mystic perfection which grant the ability to become smallest, the ability to become heaviest, or to get whatever one desires. Right? Ordinary persons who are after sense gratification are those who are, and those who are salvationists, or those who are after mystic perfection, all have some demand. So the last Siddhi Kami, Srila Prabhupada is saying about the 8 kinds of mystic perfections. These are called the Ashta Siddhis. And I would like to refer to this chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam. You can all please check it out. This is the 15th chapter of the 11th canto. This whole entire chapter is talking about Siddhis only, mystic perfections. Right? So Krishna goes on to say that there are 8 primary Ashta Siddhis as well as 10 minor mystic perfections. Right? You can create this, create that, do this, do that. Very interesting. Anima, Lagima, Prapt, Kamya, Prapti, different siddhis. You can get what you want, become lighter, become heavy, go invisible. What all these are all siddhis. So this whole chapter tells you how to get the siddhis. 11th canto, 15th chapter. Very interesting, isn't it? So Krishna says, you meditate on me, you worship on me this way, that way, then you'll get this siddhi. If you do this and that, you'll get that siddhi. If you go do this and that, you'll get this siddhi. But after explaining all the siddhis to so many verses to Uddhava, right, he then mentions a very nice verse. If you look down text here, we're just going through. He says that a learned devotee who worships me through yoga meditation, Ashtanga Yoga, he can get all this mystic perfection that I have described. Right? And for such a person, what is it difficult to achieve? Very easily he'll get. But text 33, he says, learned experts in devotional service, the real topmost devotees, state that the mystic perfections of yoga that I have mentioned are actually impediments and are a waste of time for those practicing the supreme yoga by which one achieves all perfection in life directly from me. So here Krishna is saying for a devotee, a bhakta, they are not interested in mystic perfection. They're not interested in siddhi kamis. If it's there, it's there. Then don't endeavor for it separately. It can be an incoming impediment. You're worshipping Krishna, you're going, heading towards his lotus feet, and suddenly some attractive powers, magic powers, or siddhis come, and you become attracted and diverted by them. So he said it's a waste of time. It's an impediment. But what about the devotees? They have no demands because they simply want to serve Krishna. They are waiting for the order of Krishna, and that is their satisfaction. If Krishna wants the devotee to go to hell, they are prepared to go to hell. And if Krishna says, you come to me, they are prepared to go. They have no demands. This is the perfectional stage. Right? Mukundamala Stotra also, King Kulashekar, he prays, Diviva, Bhuviva, Mamastu Vaso, whether I stay in heavens, whether I stay in earth, Narakeva, even if you send me to hell, hey Lord, that is your prakamim, that is your ultimate desire. Anything I don't matter, right? As long as I can serve you. And Prabhupada continues now next to say, there's a very nice verse in which a devotee prays, I shall simply be conscious of you, my dear Lord, Krishna conscious, free from all mental demands. Actually, because we are in this material bondage, we have many demands. Some people want sense gratification. Those who are a little more elevated want mental speculation, satisfaction. And those who are still more refined want to show some magic jugglery of power in this world. They are all in material bondage in different capacities. Therefore, a person who is Krishna conscious prays to the Lord, my dear Lord, when shall I be fully absorbed in your thoughts or your service? Your thoughts are not simply abstract, concocted speculations. It is a practical mode of thought. He says, when all this happens, when I become absorbed, then I shall become peaceful. All mental concoction, I want this, I want that. Isn't it? All of us experience this. We think this is better, that is better, it should be like this, it should be like that, and we become frustrated. All this will be completely eradicated. So what prayer is this? I was thinking, but thank God somehow I found the lecture of 1968 and I matched it and it all fit. And in that lecture, Prabhupada actually quotes the verse. So I know this verse that what Prabhupada is talking about. This is coming from a prayer by Yamuna Acharya in his Stota Ratna, which is quoted by Mahaprabhu, also very beautiful. So Yamuna Acharya is a Acharya in Shri Sampradaya, very glorious personality, much earlier time before Shripad Ramanuja Acharya. Hardly they met. This is actually a beautiful story for him. I just didn't want to take up time of this recording so much. So we'll share this on the WhatsApp group. If any devotees are interested about this story, you can browse here in the Sri Vaishnava website about the story of Shripad Yamunacharya Alavandar. So Alavandan is saying in Tamil that Alavandan was sarcastically said by a great scholar at the time when this small boy Yamunacharya, his name why is given Yamunacharya is also mentioned in the story. So he comes and tries to debate and defeats with this Pandit. And the Pandit saw a small boy, Alavandan. He is the one who's going to defeat me, very sarcastically. And his Pattarani queen says, Alavandan, yes, he is the one who's going to come and defeat you. So he became very famous. He became a king later, Yamunacharya. Then he renounced everything. And so this is beautiful. One of his prayers in this composition of Stotra Ratna. So the beautiful prayer goes like this. Bhavantamevanucharan nirantara prashanta nishesha manoratantara kadahamaikāntika nitya kinkara praharshayishyami sanata jivitam. Bhavantam evanucharan nirantara. Continuously, I just want to follow in your footsteps, O my Lord. Prashanta nishesha manoratantara. When will my mind become peaceful? You haven't given up all kinds of thoughts and nonsense and this and that. When you'll become peaceful? That manoratanta, the mind is like a chariot running here and there. Kadaham aikantika nitya kinkara. When will I become your eternal pure devotee? Prahashayishyami sanata jivitam. I'm becoming very happy. Harsha. I'm becoming very happy just thinking that you are such a perfect master. Sanat. So like that, Prabhupada saying the beautiful prayer. We are hovering on the mental plane, manorathena. We have given power of attorney to the mind, and the mind is driving us. Isn't it? All of us every day, we're just being dictated by the mind. Mind is thinking that, thinking this, moving that, moving this. Come on, go here, go there, like that. One has to stop such nonsense. I shall simply be your eternal servant, the Lord. So one should learn to switch off or stop thinking with the mind. And I shall be very cheerful, Prashayisham, for I have my master, Sanata Jivatam. All others who are not in Krishna consciousness are guideless. They do not have direction in life. They are their own guides. How dangerous that is. Prabhupada always say, blind leading the blind. The person who is Krishna conscious has the supreme guide. Who's the supreme guide? The supreme person, who's the Lord. Therefore, he has no fear. For example, as long as a child is under the care of his parents, he has no fear. But as soon as he becomes free, he finds many impediments. Small child holding on to the hands of the parents, he's free, he's happy. But the moment he loses the touch or the hold of the parents, he becomes fearful, panic. It's a crude example, Prabhupada says. But similarly, when one becomes completely free of all mental concoction and engages 100% in Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day, he'll become peaceful at once. That is peace. So here Prabhupada says how to become peaceful. If one follows the dictation of Krishna, follows the dictation of Shastra, live one's life dedicated to Krishna, having faith and surrender unto the Lord, then one does not need to worry. One becomes like a child, carefree, peaceful. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that those who are Krishna conscious, because they have no demands, are actually peaceful. Sakale Shanta. Those who are after sense enjoyment, salvation, and yogic mystic perfection, bhukti, mukti, siddhi, are always full of anxiety. As long as one is full of anxiety, one should know that he is still under the grip of material nature. Nice. The barometer, the test rod, the dipstick. How do we know that we are still under Maya? Because we are always anxious. As soon as one is free of all anxiety, he should know that he is liberated. This fearful anxiety exists because we do not know Krishna, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Controller. Instead, we have other conceptions, and therefore we are always anxious. There are many such examples, such as Prahlad Maharaj. He was only 5 years old, a pet child. But because he was a devotee of the Lord, his father became his enemy. This is the way of the world. As soon as one becomes a devotee of the Lord, he finds so many obstacles, isn't it? Still, we keep smiling. But those obstacles will not hinder one or be impediments on the path. We should always be personally prepared to become Krishna conscious. Otherwise, there is only the kingdom of Maya, illusion. Maya will try to defeat us as soon as she sees, oh, here's a living soul going out of my grip. As soon as one becomes Krishna conscious and fully surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, he has nothing more to fear from the illusion. The Krishna conscious person is the perfectly peaceful person. Everyone wants peace in the world, Prabhupada says again. The peace marchers do not know how to obtain peace. They are peace march, people who march for peace, but they want peace. And Prabhupada says, I read the speech of the Archbishop of Canterbury in which he said, want the kingdom of God without God. So this is actually the giveaway where I found the article or the transcript of the audio. I just searched for Archbishop of Canterbury. Now there can't be many much hits with that. So this is interesting. We take a look here at all the list of archbishops of Canterbury. Archbishop of Canterbury is a position held by the Church of England. Basically, this is the Anglican Church. The head of the Anglican Church is called the Archbishop of Canterbury. So the person during Prabhupada's time, at least his tenure as the Archbishop, is this the most honorable Michael Ramsey. And so probably Prabhupada is mentioning him, that he is the one who said that you all want the kingdom of God without God, which is a very common saying in India as well, that people want Ram Rajya without Ram, right? People want the life where God was ruling, but they don't want God in the picture. Why? Because when God comes, rules comes, but they want just the peace. So similarly, I think this is the personality. This is our defect, Prabhupada says. If you want peace at all, then accept that peace means to understand God. So you cannot have peace without God. It is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, unless you are touched with the Supreme Lord Krishna, you cannot have peace. Therefore, we have a different peace formula. The real peace formula is one must know that God is the proprietor of the universe, including the United States of America. He is the proprietor of Russia, right? America's enemy at the time. He's the proprietor of China, they're all enemies. He's the proprietor of India, of everything. But because we claim that we are the proprietors, there is fighting, there is discord, there is disagreement. How can there be peace? So basically, this is a verse in Bhagavad Gita which Srila Prabhupada is mentioning. This is what Prabhupada calls as a peace formula. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam jnatva mam shantim richati. If one knows these three things, one will get shanti. What are the three things? First, bhoktaram yagya tapasam, that the ultimate enjoyer of all sacrifices, all performances of tapasya or punya, ultimately it's going towards Krishna. He is the real enjoyer. Sarvaloka maheshwaram, he is the master, the controller of everything, of all planets. Third, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the great well-wisher of all living beings. If one knows that the Lord is the supreme enjoyer, he is the supreme controller, and he is the supreme owner, proprietor of everything, CEO, controller, enjoyer, owner, that Krishna is the real CEO, then one can actually become peaceful when one knows who the boss is. So Prabhupada says, first of all, one has to accept that God is the proprietor of everything. Right? We are simply guests for 50 or 100 years. Beautifully said. We are simply guests. We come and go, and while one is here, he is absorbed in this thought, this is my land, this is my family, this is my body, this is my property. And when there is an order from the Supreme Lord for one to leave his home, his property, his body, his family, his money, his bank balance, and it's all gone, one has to take another place, isn't it? As you say, until the bell rings. When the bell rings, the time to go, time to leave this world, everything is gone. We are under the grip of material nature, and she is offering different kinds of bodies. Now, my dear sir, you accept this body. You accept an American body, an Indian body, a Chinese body, a cat's body, a dog's body. I am not the proprietor even of this body. I'm not the owner even of this body. Yet I say I am this body. Prabhupada says, see how foolish we are. Actually, this is ignorance. And how can one have peace? Peace can be had when one understands that God is the proprietor of everything. One's friends, one's mother's father, and the president are all guests of time. Right? We're all guests of time. When this knowledge is accepted, then there will be peace, because one will not take things too seriously. One will be peaceful. I did not select this body, still I have this body. I have to live by this body. Others did not choose their body. Everyone is living according to their body. Let us surrender to the Supreme Lord. We are searching for a friend to give us peace and tranquility. That friend is Krishna, God. Just make friendship with him. You will find everyone to be your friend. So from here onwards, I'm not really sure the origin of this. I could not find it, but it must be somewhere after 1970, I think. Else edited again after 1970. I'll tell you why shortly. So we'll continue reading. Because God is situated in everyone's heart, if you make friendship with God, Sukridam Sarva Bhutanam, he will dictate from within so that you will be treated in a friendly way. If you make friendship with the police commissioner, you receive some advantage. If you make friendship with President Nixon, everyone will be your friend because everyone is under the president. So this is the what gave it away. President Nixon, right? We see here, Richard Nixon, the 37th president of America. He became president in January 69, right? So that means this was probably edited afterwards. Not sure what, I could not find the original of this conversation. But anyways, interesting, 69. So then he became president. If you want something from any officer, simply call President Nixon and he will say, all right, look after this man. Everything is taken care of. Just try to have friendship with God and everyone will be your friend. If all people understand this very nice fact that God is everyone's friend and that he is the supreme proprietor, they will become peaceful. This is also explained by Lord Chaitanya. So it's a very nice circular, very simple story we say to show that why friendship with Lord is so important. Once there was a king and he was very happy. It was his birthday. He said that anyone in my kingdom who comes and asks me anything on my birthday, I will give it to them regardless. So some person came asking for a job, some person came asking for a house, some person came asking for food, some people came asking for a wife, this and that. And the king was just giving. The fifth person comes and asks that, my dear king, I want your friendship. Lord, the king was, what, really? No. Friendship is not so easily given. You wait for a while. And after everyone is done, he said, yes, come, what do you want? Please ask, house, money, food, what do you want? He says, no, my dear sir, I just want to be your friend. The king was touched. King said, okay, fine. From today henceforth onwards, I declare that you are both of us are friends. So then one time the king wanted to visit his friend, but their friend was so poor, so bad condition. So the ministers quickly arranged a house for that man, quickly arranged a road, quickly arranged a wife, quickly arranged money. Just see, by becoming the friend of the Lord, he got everything which everyone else asked individually. So like that, the story we say. Next paragraph. In Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita, or any Vedic literature or any other literature in any other religion, the same fact is presented. So Prabhupada says, whatever book you pick up, Vedic, non-Vedic, God is the proprietor, God is the only friend. Right? If you understand this, then you will have peace. That is the peace for to know God, basically. Like even in Islam, they say Ar-Rahman, Ya-Rahim, that he is the most dear, he is the most well, this and that. So everyone has some qualities. Everyone agrees that the Lord is the owner and the Lord is the best friend. As soon as you encroach on God's property, calling it your own, material nature, the police action will be there. You are not the proprietor. You can simply have what is allotted to you by God. Right? So wonderful analogy. We and God are supposed to be friends together, but we choose not to be friends, but we still try to attack his property and steal his property and claim it our own. What happens? Maya, or material nature, the policeman, they will come and catch us. Hey, you are encroaching upon God's property. But if we become friend, God is willing, lovingly, he's so happy to share his with everything. Your business is to elevate yourself to perfect Krishna consciousness and nothing more. If you deviate from this law, if you do not accept this principle, if you want to enjoy more, then you have to suffer more. There is no question of forgetting. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya says, one who is Krishna conscious has no demands. Thus, he is at peace. Okay, next paragraph. This is also continuing some part. I'm not sure where is it from. Those in Krishna conscious do not know anything more than Krishna. Actually, only those who are Krishna conscious are peaceful, unafraid of everything, anything. They are neither in heaven nor in hell, no anywhere but with Krishna. So for them, everything is Vaikunta without frame. Like Prabodhananda Saraswati, one of the followers of Lord Chaitanya, he says, Sukkam Vishwam Purna Sukayati. This whole world is a happy place because he does not see anything wrong with it. He is always Krishna conscious. Similarly, Lord Krishna as Paramatma Super Soul lives everywhere. He lives in the heart of a hog also. A hog eats stool, but that doesn't mean that because the Lord is in the heart of the hog, he is also subjected to such punishment. No. The Lord and his devotees are always transcendental to the modes of material nature. Persons who are completely Krishna conscious are very rare and very peaceful. Out of millions and millions of people, it is very difficult to find one who is actually Krishna conscious. This position of Krishna consciousness is so rare. But Krishna himself, as Lord Chaitanya, seeing the pitiable condition of present day, is directly giving free love of God. This is our condition. Yet because love of God is being given freely and so easily, people do not care for it. That's also one problem. If you give something freely and easily, people don't take it seriously. So Srila Prabhupada reminiscence is spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying, my spiritual master used to say that if you take a langera mango, now I'm not sure what this is. Anyway, some mango in India, some mango variety. If you take the langera mango, which is the first class, topmost quality of mango in India, right? I'm not sure. Very costly, very sweet, very tasteful, and go from door to door and try to distribute it freely, people will doubt. Why has this man brought this langera mango? Why is he trying to distribute freely? There must be some motive behind it, isn't it? So even in ISKCON, we are giving free knowledge, free food. Sometimes people doubt us. Sometimes in some program, we have to charge a little, pay some little amount so people will take it seriously. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya distributed this Krishna consciousness, langera mango, very cheaply. But people are so foolish that they think, oh, they are simply chanting Hare Krishna. What is there to it? This is meant for the foolish who cannot speculate, who do not have a higher standard of knowledge. But that is not so. It is said, out of millions and millions of people, only a few are interested in Krishna consciousness. So we saw that last time, the earlier chapter. Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Do not neglect this information, it is very rare. If you practice Krishna consciousness, your life will be successful. Your mission in human life will be fulfilled. This seed of Krishna consciousness is very rare and very valuable. Lord Chaitanya said that innumerable living entities are wandering and transmigrating in the 84 lakh species of life, one after another. Out of so many, one may come who is fortunate, who has spiritual fortune. So spiritual good fortune means one comes in touch with the devotees and one takes up to bhakti. Else human form is life is very rare. Sometimes devotees of the Lord go from door to door. Their policy is to go as beggars, right? Bhikshu. So in India, beggars, especially sannyasis, are very much respected. If a sannyasi comes to a house to beg, he is well received. Swamiji, what can I do for you? The devotee beggar won't ask for anything, but whatever one can give, one chapati makes one spiritually rich. That man who offers a chapati to a pure devotee who comes to his door is made spiritually rich. When one is advanced in spiritual wealth, he offers a good reception to devotees as far as possible. According to the Vedic system, even if your enemy comes to your house, you should have received him in such a way that he'll forget that he is your enemy. This is a saying of Chanakya. That's the general system of receiving a pure devotee who has sacrificed everything for the Lord. So here Prabhupada is saying how Vaishnava Seva, by accepting a devotee, serving a devotee, is so important. These are instructions for householders, grahasthas. The householder should come out of his home during noontime and call out for anyone who is hungry. Please come and take the food. Only if no one comes in his answer to his call can the chief of the household take his meals. So there are so many rules and regulations just to train a man to become godly. They are not superstitious or superfluous. The human being should be trained to be godly. Because he is part and parcel of God, he is given the chance to be trained. The training is given because someday or other this person may be Krishna conscious, right? So when people come to a movement, we also want to train them to become nice devotees. If by chance during this training he meets a teacher who is a saintly person and a pure devotee of the Lord, then by such a contact he becomes pure. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya said that the fortunate person who has had some spiritual asset in his past dealings will seek the association of pure devotees. Right? Mahaprabhu has said that someone who has some sanchit punya karma, previous background, when they come in this life, they'll automatically start looking for devotee association. The seed of Krishna consciousness is received by the mercy of the Guru, the spiritual master, and the mercy of Vyas Krishna. When the spiritual master and Lord Krishna will that a person must have Krishna consciousness, then the seed very nicely fructifies. That spiritual asset makes one fortunate, and thus he becomes spiritually enlivened. And then he meets a bona fide spiritual master, and by the grace of the spiritual master, he can receive the seed of Krishna consciousness. That is his inner urge. Where can I get this association? Where can I get this association? This process is recommended. It is the general process of spiritual advancement. Krishna is within you, and as soon as Krishna sees that you are very sincere, you are seeking help, he sends a bona fide spiritual master. This combination of Krishna and the spiritual master is the cause of one's receiving the seed of Krishna consciousness. So here's also a verse that comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Paile Bhakti Blata Bij. Only by the mercy of Guru and Krishna one gets the seed of devotional service. If you have information of Krishna conscious, you just sow it in your heart. Not in this earth, but in the heart within yourself. And after sowing a seed, you have to pour little water on it so that this water, and so that water is hearing and chanting. Once the seed is sown in the heart, just pour on a little water and it will grow. One has faith. One needs to strengthen the faith or grow the faith by adding Shravan Kirtan. Right? So here's a shloka, Mahaprabhu quotes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Taha vistara haya fale prema phala ihamali seche nitya shravanadi jala. So by the process of hearing and chanting, one actually does sechan. One actually does sprinkling of the water on the prema, mali, or the gardener is prema lata, the creeper devotional service. This process should not be stopped by the thought that because one is initiated, that there is no need of hearing and chanting. So one should not think that, oh, I'm already initiated, there's no need. No, you should go on continuously. If you stop pouring water on a plant, it will dry up. It will not produce any fruit. Similarly, even if you are highly elevated in Krishna conscious, you cannot stop the process of hearing and chanting because Maya is so strong, so powerful. And as soon as she sees, here's an opportunity, at once you will dry up. By the process of pouring water, plant of Krishna conscious grows. How does it grow? There is a limit to every plant you see. It grows and grows and grows, but there is a limit where it stops growing. But the plant of Krishna consciousness grows in such a way that it does not rest. It does not rest in any part of this material universe because Krishna conscious person is not satisfied with planetary facilities in any part of this material universe. Even if you offer him Siddha Loka, where the inhabitants are so powerful and elevated that they can fly in the sky without airplanes, he will not be satisfied. So for a devotee, service to Krishna is topmost. All other things are, little troublesome, not very interesting. Prabhupada goes on to explain about the planets. There is a planet, Siddha Loka, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, where the inhabitants do not need airplanes or spacecraft to fly from one planet to another. Above Siddha Loka, there are many other planets. I saw that the latest modern opinion is that every star is a sun. Prabhupada says, not a planet, a sun. And that they are different planetary systems, solar systems. But according to Vedic literature, there is innumerable universes which are separate identities. The limit of this universe is the outermost sky. Right? That's where we have at least seen. The modern scientist says that each and every star is a sun. But Vedic literature does not say that. Vedic literature informs us that there is only one sun in each universe, but there are innumerable universes. And thus, there are innumerable suns and moons. The highest planet of this universe is called Brahma Loka. And Lord Krishna says, even if you approach the highest planet, you still have to come back again. Yet Gatva Nivartanti. Brahma Bhuvanal. 8th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Sputniks and astronauts. Sputniks is Russian, astronauts is American, astronauts and cosmonauts actually are going very high. And here on Earth, people are clapping, seeing the race for space. But just after a brief time, they come down again. However, one may clap, he cannot do more than that. Proper rhyming. Similarly, those who are materialistic can go up high to Brahma Loka, where Brahma is. But those who are Krishna conscious will reject even that. They neglect even the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. They don't care for it. The covering of this universe is far, far greater than the space which we are now in. The outside of the universe is 10 times the space within. So one has to penetrate all the coverings and then reach Viraja, the causal ocean. The Buddhist philosophical perfection is to reach Viraja. Right? When the material existence is completely finished, it is called Viraja, according to Vedic language. But the Krishna conscious person not only penetrates the covering of the universe, but after he reaches the causal, and even when that planet reaches the spiritual sky, he is not satisfied with any Vaikuntha planets. So devotees always so much focused on Krishna only, they're only interested in Krishna. The highest planet in the spiritual sky is Krishna Loka. It is just like a lotus flower where Krishna is standing, and there, when the plant finds Krishna's lotus feet, it rests. Just as the creeper grows and grows and grows and grows and at last attaches itself to something and then expands. When the devotional plant gets the lotus feet of Krishna, it expands. As soon as this Krishna consciousness creeper comes, Krishna's lotus feet, it takes shelter. There, now I finished my journey. Let me explain here. To expand means to enjoy. Krishna's association. There the devotees are satisfied. That creeper has to go on, and those who are already in Krishna conscious, if they have their natural growth, relish the fruit of that creeper, even in this lifetime, isn't it? We have a clean life, nice life. If you continue this chanting and hearing process, you will grow and actually reach Krishna's lotus feet, and there relish his association. So this whole chapter, right, basically we discussed about the nature of this world, nature of God, the connection between everything. So like this, we end this book, this chapter, and as well as this book. Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.